Welcome to today's webinar, Riverbed and Big Switch Pervasive Application Performance Monitoring for Data Centers. My name is Judy Ash, and I'm the head of corporate marketing here at Big Switch, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. Joining me is Praful Baidasna, Director of Product Management from Big Switch Networks, and our guest today is Frank Rubio, Strategic Technology Alliances from Riverbed. As we go through the presentation today, please feel free to ask questions using the Q&A box on your webinar dashboard. If you're watching this video in rebroadcast or recording on demand and you have questions about a particular upcoming webinar topic that you'd like our panelists to address, just go to bigswitch.com/webinars and submit a question using the link provided. We'll also provide a series of handouts for today's sessions. You can download them from the Handouts tab on the dashboard. Our first speaker today is Praful. He's Director of Product Management for Big Monitoring Fabric. And let me turn it over to him. Thank you, Praful.
Thank you, Judy, and welcome all. Today we'll be showing a demo of how to monitor using NetFlow with Big Monitoring Fabric and Riverbed Net Express. And we'll also be talking about our new and unique Riverbed Net Express plus Big Monitoring Fabric joint offer. But before that, let's begin with a quick product overview for both Big Monitoring Fabric, followed by the Riverbed SteelCentral product overview, which Frank will cover. As we all know, every organization needs to monitor its DC network. Like, is the network performing well? Are the apps performing to the best of their ability? Is the network secure? So on and so forth. The question is, can all of this be done in a scale-out, cost-effective, and in a future-proof architecture? And I would say yes, you can if you are using Big Monitoring Fabric. So with Big Monitoring Fabric, one can monitor increasing amount of traffic. What that means is tap, secure every rack, every VM, irrespective of the vendor or topology. And also have the ability to send any flow to any or every tool that you have. There are no tool silos anymore. And this is possible because Big Monitoring Fabric uses a flexible fabric of cost-optimized production-grade white box/bright box switches, and think CapEx savings here. Moreover, this fabric can be as small as one switch, or it can expand as the data center grows by adding more switches, supporting a pay-as-you-go model. Now, for white box, you could consider Acton as the vendor. For bright box, you can have Dell as the vendor. This fabric of switches is managed by a single centralized pane of glass. And that's our Big Monitoring Fabric SDN controllers. So you have an HA pair of SDN controllers which can be used for all management, all orchestration, all troubleshooting operations, providing immense OpEx benefits. Now with the central SDN controller, the entire fabric appears as a single, logical, flexible big switch, and thus the name of the company. And it's flexible and because there are no backplane bandwidth constraints that you have with typical competitive solutions. Now, if taking on further, you can get advanced packet functions like dedupe, regex matching, packet slicing, header stripping, netflow, and so on and so forth by connecting a single or service chaining multiple x86-based DPDK-powered appliances to the fabric. This appliance is again managed by the single pane of glass, the Big Monitoring Fabric controller. And furthermore, if you have existing legacy network packet brokers, you can protect your investment by service chaining them too, in fact, enabling an even more efficient reuse of your existing expensive NPVs. Now, if you take all of this, we can actually do a lot more. Big Monitoring Fabric can also be used in line. It can be used to secure your DMZ or your extranet by simplifying scale-out security tool deployments, thus maintaining a single central pane of glass view. You can even perform ACL-based span to send traffic to centralized out-of-band tool for historical analysis if you desire. Now, if you take a moment here, exclude the controllers, exclude the centralized tool farm, and then string this topology and replicate it across your remote sites or branches or locations, you can see the power the Big Monitoring Fabric gives you. You get complete visibility for your entire organization's data center, irrespective of location. And all of this is still using the same single pane of glass SDN controllers. So if I can recap this in a very short way, I would say with big modern fabric, you get simplicity, which leverages our existing architecture. You get scale-out characteristics, 1 gig, 10 gig, 40 gig, 100 gig performance, again leveraging our SDN characteristics. And then all of this is at an economical price. This includes CapEx savings due to white box or bright box use, which also incidentally eliminates vendor lock-in, as well as OpEx savings using a single pane of glass SDN controller. So with that, we've seen our big modern fabric customers monitoring deeper with this product. Here are some of the use cases that I'm going to quickly talk about. So on this page, I'm talking about a large software company that wanted to monitor deeper and at multiple data centers. Our competition, incumbent network packet brokers, were a little bit more expensive and not scalable. So the project stopped very quickly. They went with Big Modern Fabric, and Big Modern Fabric is now deployed across 16 data centers, and it provides comprehensive optimal visibility at a way better price. Here's another example where a financial institution is using Big Modern Fabric for deeper monitoring at scale, sending packets to a centralized tool farm, again, while saving on your CapEx and OpEx costs. So the architecture, the topology which is shown here is an actual customer topology. The customer has tapped each TAR in order to provide deeper monitoring. And with this architecture, any traffic from anywhere can be sent to any or every tool at any time. This is a tier 1 mobile service provider in Japan who's using Big Modern Fabric to enable advanced troubleshooting solutions for analyzing services, quality, and user experience for LTE networks. So as you can see, there are 6 POPs. All of them are sending data to your common centralized tool farm, which will then be monitored by the NOC right here. And then finally, we have an advanced technology provider who's using BigMon's remote DC monitoring feature to manage multiple data centers and sends packets to a centralized tool farm. The tunnels which can be created across data center here will support 1 gig, 10 gig, 40 gig, as well as 100 gig. And we support multiple tunnels per interface per switch. So you have a lot of capability and flexibility right here. Now I can take that architecture and the visibility that you're getting from various locations are finally sent to a tool. And that's where we've partnered with Riverbed and SteelCentral in particular to provide complete end-to-end solution that combines user experience, infrastructure, application, and network monitoring for a holistic view of application performance. So we are working with NetExpress, NetShock, NetProfiler, all a part of Riverbed SteelCentral product line. Furthermore, with the new NetFlow generation capability from Big Mountain Fabric, we can now send NetFlow packets to Riverbed NetExpress NetFlow collector, where the flow data can be combined with packet data for an end-to-end view of the network performance. I will now welcome Frank, who's joined us from the Strategic Technology Alliance at Riverbed, to provide us with more information on Riverbed SteelCentral and how it enables you to deliver and proactively maintain applications that are critical to your businesses. Frank?
Thank you, Praful. Hello, everyone. My name is Frank Rubio, and I manage several technology alliances at Riverbed. Big Switch happens to be a gold charter member, so one of the founding members of the Riverbed-Ready Technology Alliance ecosystem. So as some of you may know, Riverbed is the leading application performance company that delivers end-to-end visibility, optimization, and control. And those of you that know Riverbed are probably familiar with Steelhead, which is the market-leading WAN optimization solution. But today I'll be talking specifically about SteelCentral, which is a key component of Riverbed's application performance platform that provides the most complete, unified, cross-domain visibility into application performance. SteelCentral looks at everything, starting with the application code itself, the network it runs across, and that can be on the cloud, off the cloud, or as many environments are today, hybrid, all the way to the end user experience. We then tie all of this together into simple dashboards that IT and business can use to gain new insights that enable organizations to perform continuous performance improvements while enabling cross-functional collaboration. So we see everything that impacts application performance, from the application code, the network, the user experience, and then not only detect issues but fix them instantly. Next slide. So the SteelCentral platform, SteelCentral delivers the command center for application performance. And this is a platform for comprehensive performance management. It all starts by capturing a rich, broad data set across the enterprise, meaning all applications, all networks, from flow information and packets to code metrics and more. This comprehensive data capture is enabled through our joint solution integration with Big Switch, Big Monitoring Fabric. Sitting on top is a set of modular analytic engines, and these engines provide for analysis for network to application to end user experience focus. And then on top of that, we have a single performance management interface that can deliver tailored views or insights to the different roles. For example, line of business, IT operations, network operations, and so on. This command center provides a unified and very comprehensive visibility into your application performance. Next slide, please. So here I'll make a quick introduction on the key components and underlying technology of the SteelCentral platform. So starting with the networks, which Riverbed certainly has the broadest solution set in the industry, NetProfiler, NetShark, which Praful had alluded to earlier, UC Expert, and NetAuditor are some of the key solutions for monitoring the performance of the networks and the infrastructure. Then on the application side, our agent-based solution App Internals can go deep into the application stack itself. We can capture and analyze all application transactions from all users all the time and delivering powerful on-demand analytics and troubleshooting capabilities. And then between the networks and the applications, SteelCentral App Response can derive its insight from real network traffic and provide very broad and deep insights about the performance of the network, the applications, and the end user experience. And then finally, the SteelCentral portal presents a complete and integrated assessment of application performance, and that could be one or many applications, by blending the comprehensive analysis provided by all of these underlying tools via an intuitive but very rich user interface. So as you can see, SteelCentral is integrated, but it's very modular. Each component is self-contained and can solve a unique pain point. But at the same time, the integration between these tools enrich the inside of the analysis and allows for a much broader collaboration within IT, and ultimately offers the best possible way of staying on top of application performance. And we see this as SteelCentral being very unique in the market today. Next slide, please. So on this slide, in a very recent Tech Validate survey of over 300 of our Riverbed customers, we quantified the benefits they realized from SteelCentral, including, as you can see here, 3.6 times improvement in mean time to resolution, 300% improvement in staff productivity, and 20% average IT cost reduction. These are all very nice figures. So the bottom line is these customers, our customers, are seeing the SteelCentral solution as being highly differentiated. They see Riverbed SteelCentral as the leader in the converging performance management space, and that we deliver very huge value. With the power of the SteelCentral Command Center, we really don't have any competitors, and they can't touch us. Next slide, please. So from the previously mentioned survey, Tech Validate, we asked these organizations what was the primary root cause of their last 3 difficult performance issues. And as you can see, network configuration changes and network performance / congestion were the top 2 reasons. SteelCentral, one of the core capabilities is network performance monitoring and troubleshooting. So why monitor network performance? Because it's a huge deal, as you can see here. And it turns out to be that this is a frequent driver of performance issues. And these performance issues can lead to user frustration, a decline in productivity, and consume precious IT cycles chasing a fix. Next slide, please. So the SteelCentral solution brings together end-to-end network visibility, meaning we cast a broad net for a complete understanding of everything that is happening, and enhance it with network-based application performance management. We have integrated workflows to drill down into flow information, packet, and configuration data for troubleshooting. We also bring infrastructure component monitoring data to see how infrastructure is affecting performance. And we also offer the ability to add modules like Global Unified Communications Visibility for Cisco, Avaya, and Skype for Business to ensure smooth communications. So the first thing that is needed to complete an effective performance management solution is to identify what are the key and important components and elements in your environment. SteelCentral provides this whole picture while monitoring the critical business systems and applications. With SteelCentral, you can automate the analysis of performance deviations, identify and notify users of issues even before the end users notice a problem. Without proactive analytics, as you can see here in this chart, IT only finds out about the application and network problems after the users are already experiencing the degradation and are calling in to complain. Next slide, please. So no other competitor out there can match the comprehensive visibility that SteelCentral combined with Big Switch BMF can deliver. So we are highly differentiated and leading the industry in performance management. SteelCentral provides useful business intelligence, not just data metrics that can be analyzed proactively to quickly understand not only what is going on with the applications and the network, but more importantly for the business to rapidly resolve and fix the problem. Next slide, please. So SteelCentral's network performance and troubleshooting solution delivers very powerful results for our customers to include up to 70% reduction in downtime, about 70% boost in efficiency and productivity, and about 90% of our customers saw mean time to resolution drop by over 50% or more. So for more information on the Riverbed SteelCentral and the full portfolio of application performance assurance solutions, such as Steelhead, which is our WAN optimization product, SteelConnect, which is our software-defined WAN offering, please visit us at www.riverbed.com. And now I'll be turning it back to Praful to cover the SteelCentral NetExpress Plus Big Switch BMF joint offer, and also show a demo of our integrated solution. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Frank. So it's time to talk about the joint offer between Wigmon and Riverbed NetExpress. So here's the offer that we have. Users for Big Monitoring Fabric, and when I say users, it could be you are an existing customer of Big Monitoring Fabric, or you may be wanting to do a POC with Big Monitoring Fabric, or you may be Community Edition to try out Big Monitoring Fabric. All of you guys can test drive NetExpress from Riverbed for free for up to 90 days. So this is a very unique promotion that we are having. To get more information on this promotion, please register at the URL shown below, which is www.bigSwitch.com/riverbed-netexpress-big-monitoring-fabric. And now we will look at a demo that we have, which shows how we have used NetFlow generation with Big Monitoring Fabric and used it to for various analytics that were performed using Riverbed Net Express to get more information on the production network.
Hello. In this video, I will talk about how to generate NetFlow records using the Big Monitoring Fabric solution. First, you may ask yourself, why do I need to generate NetFlow using a monitoring fabric when I can generate NetFlow from my production router or production switch? Well, there are a couple of reasons. If you generate NetFlow from your production router or switch, you will probably going to experience a significant decrease in your throughput. NetFlow is a very heavy feature, and it consumes a lot of resources. Also, in many occasions, your production router or switch may only support sampled NetFlow, not the full one-to-one unsampled NetFlow. Also today, most network deployments have a multi-vendor environment, where you have one switch from vendor X that supports NetFlow, let's say version 5, and another switch from a different vendor that supports JFlow, and a third switch from a third vendor that supports IPFix. This mix of protocols will make it very hard for you to get a consistent view of your network. If you use BMF NetFlow solution, you basically remove all these obstacles. BMF will aggregate the traffic from your span and tap, and then generate NetFlow records on the behalf of your production network. Here is the logical view of how NetFlow on BMF works. First, BMF will receive production traffic from the tap and span. Then the BMF fabric will forward the traffic to the NetFlow service node, which will process the packets and generate NetFlow records to be sent to your NetFlow collector. In this demo, I'm using the Riverbed Net Express as my NetFlow collector. The NetFlow collector IP address is configured on the BMF controller along with other NetFlow configuration parameters, such as the collector UDP port number, the NetFlow version, the cache flow timers, etc. The BMF controller is a single pane of glass for all your configuration and troubleshooting. The BMF controller can be configured through CLI, GUI, or REST API. In this demo, I'm going to use the CLI option, but you can use whatever option you like. Now let's go to the controller and take a quick look on the NetFlow configuration. First, I will define a new service profile for the BMF service node. Let's call this new service NetFlow demo. Then I will define service action, which is NetFlow. The BMF service node can have multiple service actions like dedupe, header stripping, packet slicing, or NetFlow. I will choose NetFlow for this demo. Next, I will configure the collector IP and the UDP port number. There are other NetFlow parameters that you can configure, but they are optional, so I will skip them for now. I will let the BMF controller go with the default values for this optional configuration. Last step in the configuration is to choose which interface you want to use to send the NetFlow records. Now let's move to the NetFlow collector, which is the Riverbed Net Express SteelCentral. This is the main dashboard. You see all the traffic coming from my network, mostly HTTP and SSL traffic. If I scroll down, you can see all the hosts that are running in my network with the port numbers, the servers that they are trying to access, the applications that they are trying to use. You can generate a lot of reports using the NetExpress GUI. You can view the top talkers by clicking on the top talker tab and then select any criteria you want. You can generate reports based on IP address, host names, interface numbers, etc. If you want to try out the BMF solution, there are a couple of easy ways. You can start with the free BSN labs, or the free community edition, or the attractively priced starter kits. For more information on Big Switch NetFlow solution, please visit our website at bigswitch.com or follow us on Twitter. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Praful, Frank, and Mustafa for the demo. We appreciate it. We're going to take a few questions now. There are a couple in the queue. The first one is to Praful. Why would I buy Big Mon Fabric instead of a competitive solution?
So there are multiple reasons you would do that. First of all, let me put it out there that if you are not talking with us, you should, and that will convince you why you should buy Big Monitoring Fabric. But given that aside, the architecture for Big Monitoring Fabric is the key. We have a very resilient architecture which basically basically ensures that you have no bandwidth loss even if the controllers are down. So that's the headless mode of operations. Now, if you contrast that with the competitive solutions, if the supervisors go down one or more, you'd see partial or full backplane bandwidth loss. So that's the key difference that you would see with regards to the architecture. The other key difference is, as I mentioned earlier, the fabric is actually flexible. You don't have to invest in a big chassis straight out. You could buy switches and build your fabric as your monitoring needs grow. So it is future-proof. It doesn't require a forklift upgrade as your production network grows, allowing you to really utilize your CapEx as and when you need it. And obviously, the fabric is again built with white box, bright box, so cost savings in CapEx as well as OpEx using the SDN is actually a side benefit that you get with the product. Additionally, with all of this, what you are actually seeing, if you observe it a little bit more clearly, you will see that the features that are getting added with Big Monitoring Fabric are basically additional software pieces on the software stack which are getting added on the x86-based hardware. So a commodity hardware server on which additional advanced features are getting added. You contrast that with a traditional approach where you create custom ASICs for additional features. That just doesn't scale, both in terms of the agility of getting that feature to market and in terms of price points, because creating custom hardware will give you a more expensive solution as opposed to creating a software stack based on an x86 server. So based on all of that, I think you will find the Big Monitoring Fabric not only suiting your needs, your current monitoring needs, but also setting you up for any future monitoring growth that you would need to have in your organization.
Thank you, Praful. We have one here for Frank. Frank, the question is, are SteelCentral products available for VM form factors?
Absolutely. So SteelCentral is a platform. We do offer appliances based upon performance and throughput kind of metrics, but for the most part, every component modular focused product line like NetExpress, like NetShark, like NetProfiler are available in a virtual appliance, which can be delivered in several of the virtualized types of environments.
Great, great. What's the support model for hardware, given that Big Mon solution, Big Switch doesn't manufacture hardware? So what's the support model, Praful?
So actually, this is a very good question, and a lot of customers initially ask that, given that we have an open vendor approach in terms of hardware. So here's the key point. If you look at your x86 again market, you buy an x86 server and then you install applications from somewhere else. But you still have a single point of support with regards to who's going to maintain support. Similarly, for us, given that we are a software vendor, we will provide you single point of support, not only for the software, but also for the hardware. So we have built relationships with our open vendor partners. So for example, Dell, who's the bright box vendor, and Acton. So irrespective of whichever switch vendor you go with, we will always provide you the single point of support. There is also, Dell can also be our reseller. So if you are going through Dell, if you're already a Dell customer, you may just want to go through Dell, and in which case Dell will also provide you a single point of support, and they will resell Big Switch solutions too. So either approach is possible. There should be no cause of concern with regards to who's going to maintain your hardware, who's going to maintain your software. We will take all that responsibility, and we will provide you the single point of support for both hardware as well as software.
Great. Great. One more, and it's a little bit more technical. Is there a REST API available for the solution?
Oh, yes. Actually, the entire product for Big Monitoring Fabric is built using REST API. And when I say the entire product, I really mean the entire product. The CLI of the controller actually will internally use the REST API. So we follow what we call the REST principle first. So anything that you type on the CLI will invoke a REST API behind you. Anything you do on the GUI will invoke a REST API. This makes the product very simple for you to automate various processes or tasks. And also, if you want to do some event-triggered based monitoring, this product is very, very suitable to do that.
Great. I don't see any other questions. I'd like to thank everyone today for spending time with us and learning a bit more about Big Monitoring Fabric and the Riverbed solution. If there's something that we talked about today that interests and you'd like to know more, please go to our website or email us at info@bigswitch.com. As Mustafa said at the end of his demo, we make it super easy for people to get started with our solutions through BSN Labs, Big Switch Labs, which basically allows you to trial our solutions from the comfort of your PC, to Community Edition, which is basically free software for both Big Cloud Fabric and Big Monitoring Fabric that you can trial in your own operation. And then last but certainly not least, if you're interested in a POC or proof of concept, we have Big Mon and Big Cloud Fabric starter kits starting anywhere from $29,000 to $39,000 respectively. So we invite you to check those out. All of our past webinars are available online, and you can get those by clicking one of the green buttons on the home page. Please mark your calendars for our next webinar, which is August 3rd. Same day, Wednesday, same time, 10 a.m. And in that one, we'll be talking about Big Monitoring Fabric customer case studies and deployment examples. We'll watch your emails for registration details. And this concludes our presentation for today. We really appreciate your time and interest. And check out our website, www.bigswitch.com. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.